Hi guys, my name's Brad, welcome back to the channel, and you join me here today with this 2021 BMW M4 Competition. So I must say a huge thank you to BMW UK for loaning me this car. Now we're in the middle of a fuel crisis at the moment. We've got fuel, but we just don't have people to deliver it, so I've been a bit limited to what I can do with this because it does drink fuel. But there's three things I did over the last week, and that was meet up with a good friend of mine, Sam. He's also a YouTuber. If you like photography, go check out Sam's channel, it's amazing. In a minute you'll see a night photo shoot we did with the car, and then after that I went for a drive with Stef from Stef ABTV. Go check out Stef's awesome YouTube channel. I'll leave a link in the description below to both of their channels. We drove it to Caffeine and Machine and we give the car a little bit of a review. I take it out for a drive. And then lastly, I meet up with a good friend of mine, Chris. Chris has an M2 Competition, so I'm really interested to see what Chris's opinion is on this car. Right, I'm in central London. I'm on top of a car park at 1 o'clock in the morning, and we're capturing some absolute fire with the M4 Competition. I wanted to make this video because it's slightly different to what I normally make, but I thought I'd share what I do when I take photos and when I capture content for Instagram and YouTube. Bit of a behind the scenes, I guess, slightly different perspective. I'm not the best photographer. I shoot in auto, which is like a cardinal sin. I'm not a photographer. That looks amazing. Look at that, guys. Wow. That's what happens when you shoot in manual. So what's your thoughts on the car then, Tom?
I love this car. When I first saw it, initially, after 5 minutes of me being like, don't like it, being stubborn, I did fall in love with it. If
you want to go to a different location, I'm up for that. Yeah? Sorry everyone, I'm just waking everyone up. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Alright, so I've just arrived home. The time is 4:07 in the morning. It's been one long day, almost 24 hours awake. Who said having press cars was easy? It's hard work, guys. It's all... Got my coffee, much needed coffee early in the morning. It's just gone, what, 7:30, something like that. But looks like we're gonna have quite a good turnout. So we're just driving to Caffeine and Machine at a really early start. I'm actually really tired. This is an electric car. Look, nothing. That's insane. All electric cars need to be like this. That sounds... Can I have a look at the inside? Can I have a look? Just in it. Can I have a look at... Oh wow. I've got a rev in, man. I need to see this. Let me try it. Hang on. Go on. So that's all synthesized. So where's the speakers? How does that work? You can feel it. How does you feel it? Yeah, you really can. So, you can feel it. So where's the sound actually coming from? Where is it? I don't know if I would love to dig down. It's all underneath. Oh yeah, I see. Look at that. Oh, that's mad. Even verbals. Yeah. Alright, so we've just left Caffeine and Machine and I'm joined by a very familiar face now on this channel.
Hello.
Stef, how you doing?
I'm good, mate, I'm good.
Yeah?
Good cars down at Caffeine and Machine, weren't there?
Every time we go there we're in some different car.
I know. The last few cars is F8 Tributo, Giulia GTM, and now this, BMW M4.
I'm going to just say it straight away. I am hugely impressed with this car, and I'm going to make a statement that I never thought I would say, that is the best all-round daily car I have ever driven, period.
Wow. Okay, that's a big statement. Okay, we need to unpick that a bit then, because you've driven a lot of cars, and you've driven a lot of BMWs as well. Well, you used to own a BMW.
Well, I've still got a BMW.
Still got a
I've got the
BMW, of course you
M4
do,
now.
yeah. So all right, so help me understand that then. So why would you say it's the best all-round car? Like, so what's the power figures on this then?
So this is 510 horsepower,
yeah.
650 newton meters of torque.
Wow, that's quick.
It's got the S58 engine in it.
Good engine.
Great engine.
Yeah.
We've lost that dual clutch now, so they've got the torque converter now.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just gonna say it straight away. This car feels incredible.
Yeah.
The power delivery is just insane. I mean, we're coming up to some national speed limits.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of traffic on the road.
Yeah.
So
well, we'll let them go in a bit. But 0 to 60, what, 3.9?
3.9. But Carwell had this exact car. They did a 0 to 62 in 3.7.
Wow.
So it's pretty fast for what is a car. You know, this car weighs 1,700 kilograms, so it's not light.
That is decent. I mean, God, let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, it's got really good mid-range torque, this thing. And so I had the M3 Competition, which is this identical car, just a different chassis. Actually, I really like the look of this. Like, I think this looks really nice because it's not as you lose a little bit of the kind of rear headroom. So if it's like you've got passengers, you're kind of a little bit more cramped, whereas the M3 has a kind of bit more more
spacious.
Yeah, it's a little bit more usable if you carry more people. But I think it looks better from the rear, this car, than the M3 personally.
I agree, and it's very aggressive from the rear. You've got the quad exhausts, which are all real.
Yeah,
you know, they're not. You know, it looks incredible, and you've got that very aggressive. This has got the carbon fibre pack on it.
Yeah.
So you've got the full carbon diffuser.
Yeah.
You've got loads of carbon fibre pieces up in the canards and the area in the front.
Yeah.
And you've got really aggressive side skirts as well. And obviously the carbon roof comes standard with these as well, which just really sets the car off.
Yeah.
I love the colour.
Yes, I like it. Yeah, so when I first saw it, I was a little bit like, oh no, but when you see it in the flesh, it really looks good.
And it changes colour throughout the day. So the
does.
colour's Sao Paulo yellow.
Yeah.
But I think actually towards the evening hours, it actually turns more of a green.
Yeah, like with a lime colour.
Yeah, it's quite pearlescent, this paint, so it does change. We're gonna have to address the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Grille.
Yeah.
What's your opinion?
I don't like it.
Okay.
Let me try and be a bit more objective. So I don't really like it personally because I think it's such a drastic change, and I've always known BMWs for their iconic kidney grills. This just goes a little bit too far. I mean, credit where it's due. BMW have been brave to do it, and I know that at the moment it's still very controversial, but I'm getting more and more used to it. That's probably the only thing about this car I don't like.
Okay, well, we can forgive the grille then.
Yeah.
Because when you're behind the wheel, trust me.
Yeah, show me an acceleration.
It's a smile a mile with this. I mean, just drop it down into first. Oh, actually, what am I talking about?
Yeah, see that has so much grip. It's got really good grip.
Can you imagine what the X-Drive's going to be like?
Yeah, so that's going to be really interesting. But this is the interesting thing for me as well. I know, look, we're fortunate first of all because we've got some good Michelin tyres on here. That's number one. The wheel setup on here, you've got a 19-20 inch staggered setup as well, which are quite wide. So it helps keep a lot of that power onto the through the tarmac. The X-Drive is going to be wicked because it will allow you to be able to really hoon this car in all weather conditions. But days like this, you know, there's an argument to say you don't even need it. You've got like a 10-stage traction control on this as well, so you can adjust it how you want. And the good thing with the different stages, because you've got the MDM mode as well, haven't you? Which MDM will allow you to have about 45 degrees of slip before the traction control kicks in.
Itself,
exactly. So what it does, it enables you to really kind of start to learn the car without going completely overboard. Whereas in something like an Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio, it's either on or off. You know, you're either in a hedge or you're not. Like, it's kind of got to that stage. But
you just triggered the
the gesture control.
Yeah.
Well, that's another good point actually. Let's talk about the kind of operating system 7, the iDrive system, because that's another really good thing that they've got nailed with this car. Is you've got all your really cool fancy menus, you've got all your service interval stuff on there, but the maps are so much better on this as they were from the previous operating systems. And then you've got the sports displays on here as well.
I love iDrive. I'm a big fan of it, and for a long time I thought Audi had the best sort of virtual cockpit infotainment system.
Yeah.
But as the years have gone by, everyone's kind of caught up with Audi.
Yeah.
And I actually think BMW, dare I say it, it's probably my favourite infotainment, and just the whole cockpit itself.
Yeah.
I actually prefer. I'm a big fan of it, except from that.
You keep activating.
But you can turn that off.
You can turn it off. Yeah.
You can turn that off.
Yeah. What about the rest of the interior? I mean, we've got to talk about the seats, right?
Ah, mate, these seats are the best carbon seats I've ever sat in. And what's unique about these, and you don't get this very often, is actually they're fully adjustable.
Yeah.
A lot of the time you spec in carbon seats and you're stuck with what you've got.
Yeah.
And if you don't like them, there's not much you can do about this.
Yeah. What's happened here? I think that guy is...
I actually don't think he can get up the hill.
He can't. No, he's got no...
Well, the brakes work.
The brakes definitely work. And there's the power. And that is just 500 horsepower.
This thing really grips,
it? It
doesn't
really
it?
does grip. So how's the steering? What's it feel like?
It's light,
Yeah.
but it feels like a race car. Like, it's deceiving. Like, the car's so big, it's so easy to forget you're in quite a big car.
Yeah.
It's not a huge car,
No.
but it's big compared to what I'm used to.
Yeah.
And it feels like a supercar. It's so direct, and again I'm saying direct,
Yeah.
because all these modern high performance cars are.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, the steering's really light. It's perfect. It's
Yeah.
just how I want it. It goes where I point it.
Yeah.
And when you're on it and the weight shifts to the rear wheels,
Yeah.
it does wash out a little bit at high speeds.
Yeah.
You just have to be mindful of that. It's quite a raw experience.
Yeah. What about the steering wheel though? So this is one of the things that I've always kind of been I've not been the greatest fan of it, what BMW do. They have really chunky steering wheels, whereas you look at like Porsche and stuff, they have quite much smaller. They just feel more engaging. What do you think?
I do. I would probably go for an Alcantara wheel,
Yeah.
because I prefer Alcantara. This is actually a little bit thinner, I think, than the previous gen. And I'm quite a small person, so any bigger than that, I'm literally like a hobbit hugging a tree. So this is actually really nice. I really like the wheel.
Yeah.
And what I really like is just the fact that you can, and I know this is old, you got to forgive me on this one, guys. I haven't spent loads of time with BMW, especially M Sport.
Yeah.
But I love the fact you can customise, you know, your
M1 and M2 buttons.
Yeah, I just love that. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah. It's a nice touch.
One sort of qualm I do have is, and I mentioned this off camera a few minutes ago, is the gear shift. The paddles, they look great, they're carbon fibre, but they've got this really horrible plastic sound to them when you shift. I don't know if you can...
Yeah. Well, go on, mate.
Go on.
Yeah, I can see what you mean, because they do look great. They're probably one of the nicer type of paddles that you get on BMWs. But I guess if you're comparing it to something like a Giulia Quadrifoglio with like aluminium paddles, and they've got a lot more movement and
I
travel.
think I just want a bit more of a satisfying click, you know, not even a click, a clunk, you know, when I'm shifting, because it's all part of the theatre of driving the car. It just needs, I mean, it's just, but what I do like actually is they move with the wheel, and they're really big, so, you know, even if you're casually driving, you can, I love that. I don't like the small paddles they used to have.
I know what you mean. So then in terms of like, I guess the rest of the interior, because I mean it's really nice in here, so you get the best of both. That you get the performance car element, but you also get the kind of daily usability. You got the 8-speed kind of gear, the 8-speed gearbox, which means that you get a relatively good MPG out of it if you drive it sensibly. You've got very, very nice interior. You've got your things like your Apple CarPlay, your Android Auto, completely customizable, as you mentioned, in terms of your driver profiles. Reasonably good space in the back, big boot, huge boot. And as an overall driving experience, like, I agree with you. I mean, I love the M3. I haven't driven this, but it's pretty much the same. They're great cars to drive.
Honestly, and I know I started this video off with that huge statement of it's the best all-round car I've ever driven. And I'm not just saying that to make, you know, clickbait or anything like that. I genuinely mean this is the best all-round car I've ever driven. It's a bit difficult getting in and out. Another thing I just want to mention, with these seats, it is, and the side skirts are quite wide, so, you know, it is a little bit of a faff getting in and out of the car, but once you're in, I mean, these are so comfortable.
You're not going anywhere.
You're not going anywhere. So that is probably another thing I would have a little bit of a moan, but I'm nitpicking.
Yes.
If you can, get yourself behind the wheel of one of these, because that's the only way you're going to truly understand what I mean by this is the best car, all-round car I've ever driven.
Yeah.
You have to, if you're in the market for one of these, go down to your local dealership, see if you can get yourself a test drive, because that's the only way you're going to really understand what I mean by this is the best car.
Yeah. No, it's come leaps and bounds. And you've got a drift meter.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're brave enough.
If you're brave enough. But yeah, I mean, Stef, thanks again so much for joining me today, dude.
Yeah,
it's always fun doing these drives with you, and we're so lucky that we get to drive so many different cars to these events. And thank you to everyone that's come down as well. It's great meeting you all. And next month I've got a V12. I won't give away what it is, but I'll be driving that to Caffeine and Machine as well. So if you live quite local around the West London area and want to do a drive to Caffeine and Machine in October, by all means send me a DM on Instagram, and let's get you involved. But thanks, Stef.
You're welcome. And
if you haven't already, check this man's YouTube out. It's insane. He's going through a huge growth spurt because
we're getting there.
It's well deserved, dude. Your content is next level.
Cheers, man.
This is very amateur in comparison. So
no, don't be silly.
I'll leave a link to Stef's YouTube channel in the description below. Please do go check him out. Drop down to first. Oh, wow. There you go, Chris, a little introduction to the 2021 M4 Competition. Guys, this is a good friend of mine, Chris. Is it right in saying you're quite a big BMW fan?
I would agree that I'm a BMW fanboy, yeah.
Oh, you're a fanboy?
But I would go as far as admitting that on camera, yeah.
Oh, wow, okay. So you've got an M2 Competition. You bought that 2-3 months ago now?
April, yeah.
April. How are you getting on with it?
Yeah, love it. Yeah, really good. Really enjoying it, like loving being back in an M car.
It does look sick. You've got, what's the colour called? It's like a
Hockenheim Silver.
Hockenheim Silver.
Yeah.
And you were very kind to let me drive it.
I did, literally the day after I got it.
The day after you got it. People seem to throw me their keys to their brand new cars. I don't know why.
I trusted you.
But yeah, mate, that car's awesome. And it's nice for me personally to experience an M car like this, because believe it or not, guys, I haven't actually spent much time with M cars. Now, what are your thoughts on this car? Sorry, couldn't help that.
That was well timed. I think, so the gearbox is the thing that as a passenger, for me, it's missing the theatre. The DCT does give you that shove. Yes, fine, it's engineered in to give you that shove on upshift to make it feel more theatrical. But this almost feels too smooth. I don't know.
Okay, that's interesting. It is very smooth.
There's no gear shift, which is seamless, which is cool.
It's a very linear power delivery as well. I don't know if you can pick up on that as a passenger.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Linear is definitely the word. It's not as though it's like surging and pulling, but
you can feel it though. Can you feel that mid-range torque?
Yeah. When it comes on boost, what was that, heading over 3?
Oh, I was concentrating on the road, to be honest.
Sure,
mate.
fair enough. Is there not the heads-up display?
Yeah, but I can't believe I'm going to say this on camera. I'm too small. I can't see it, and I know there's a button down here where you can move it. But
you can adjust the whole thing. Driving information.
I've been driving it all week, and I've not been able to see the heads-up.
That's at max height. Can you see it yet?
Oh God, yeah. Why have I not had it like that? That's so much better. Yeah.
Where do you want it?
No, that's perfect.
Where it was?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
Oh.
Display. I'm gonna vomit if I look at that screen too long.
What do you think of the iDrive? Have you got the same?
This is much newer. This is much newer. It's really nice. Yeah, really
it's nice. I love iDrive. I think it's come on leaps and bounds over the years.
Yeah, definitely.
They've caught up with Audi. I was a big fan of the Audi virtual cockpit.
Everyone hated iDrive when it came out.
Yeah, I know.
When iDrive first came out in like the mid-2000s or whatever it was, everyone's this complicated wheel, and then all of a sudden we got to like iDrive 4, 5 or whatever, and then everyone suddenly loves it. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Okay, can we talk sound? It's so hard to tell what's artificial and what's not. You can hear burbles and stuff, but when we had that RS4 a couple of years back, the burbles were through the sub. So as this has got Harman Kardon, I don't know what's what.
Yeah, but a lot of it is actually real. It's just
so much sound in.
Yeah. I've done some tests driving alongside some walls just to see if it's real or not. And obviously there is artificial sound being pumped in, but it's not as much as you think. There is a lot of sound being made by those exhausts.
It's the same as mine, but the speakers overpower it so much. That's the kind of thing that Merc...
You've just set off the radio. That's a new one.
That's the gesture control, isn't it?
Yeah, the gesture.
I don't use it in mine. Brad loves the first gear.
Yeah, you wouldn't think there's a fuel shortage with me, would you? You feel how stiff the chassis is as well.
Yeah, it's quick, isn't it?
It's very fast. I'd love to get the arse around here, but... Right, on that note, I'm going to say thanks so much. Sorry, mate, was you a bit tense there?
No, I'm just keeping in place.
But thanks for joining me, Chris. I really appreciate it. And I love to get your opinion on these cars.
Yeah,
so thank you. Cheers.
Great fun.
And thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. The light's dying now, so I apologise if you can barely see us. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm going through a bit of a growth spurt at the moment on my YouTube. So thank you to everyone that's recently subscribed. It means so much to me, and having you guys following and following along on these little adventures and reviewing these press cars, you guys make things like this possible, so thank you so much. Now I've got a few cars booked in the coming weeks ahead. I won't give away what they are, but hopefully I'm going to be doing the M3 and M4 X-Drive as well, so stay tuned for those. And let me know in the comments what you think of this car. Actually, we didn't talk about the front grille. What do you think of the front grille?
Yeah, like it.
Oh, amazing.
First time I saw a 4 Series in the flesh, not even the M, but just a regular 4 Series, really liked it.
Oh, there you go. We got a thumbs up from Chris.
Photos were weird, but in the flesh it works.
Yeah, sometimes the press photos don't really do it justice.
Yeah.
But actually, I knew the photographer that took those press photos. You're talking about the one in the warehouse, the BMW? Yeah, I know the guy that took those photos. And I actually messaged him and said, what does it look like? And he said, mate, it looks amazing, but you've got to see it in the flesh. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next video.